All right, no more discussion of flatulence. Atención, por favor. Now, the first thing we need to do is go over the quiz. And listen, we're starting to see some separation here. There are a lot of people who got 80s, and they did like one little detail wrong.
Yes.
And then there were a chunk of people who got 60s, and then there was 100. And then we got like zeros. And those people who got down 20s and zeros, you're starting to get a little left behind. So you got to get with the program here a little bit. And you're better than this. Because the same people who are getting 100 and 80s are the same exact people who their whole lives have struggled with math. But they're understanding work ethic. They're understanding how to go about their business. They're understanding how to put priorities first. And it's working. They're doing a great job. So your problem is not how smart you were or weren't born. That's not the issue. It's how you go about your business. So keep working it. Keep trying it. It will fall into place. Sometimes it takes a little longer for some kids than others, but it does get there. And that's one of the reasons for the relearn packet. If I have to give you 2 or 3 chances, you get 2 or 3 chances. Now, first question is, what is the slope of a line that's parallel to the point, to the line connecting the points, -1, 3, and 1, 6? Now look, you may have forgotten the formula. I saw a lot of people trying to use the formula on this. And that's a good thing, and I will do it with the formula in just a minute. But I did say to you the other day that one of the best ways to do the slope formula is to plot the points and count. So personally, if I was trying to do this one, number 1 on the quiz, I would go to -1, 3, and then I would go to 1, 6, and I would say, how do I get from the red point to the red point? Well, how many do I have to go up? How many, guys? 3, and over?
2.
3 over 2. Done. To me, that's the easiest way to find slope. Yeah. So tomorrow on your quiz, when you have that little section of the graph there, just plot the points very lightly and count it. And that's the easiest way to do it. Now, the other way that you should know how to do it is to use the slope formula. And that is the y from the second point minus the y from the first point over the x from the second point minus the x from the first point. And it doesn't make any difference which point is point 1 and point 2. I'm going to put them in this order, but it works either way. The y from the second point is 6. Oh, and by the way, Angela, I think this would have helped if you drew the line and the minus signs, because you, I think, wound up losing a track of a minus sign.
I know, I did. I put
Yeah.
them
Before you started, you put them there.
there. Yeah, I put them there.
Okay, because I think you're missing one. Watch.
Yeah, because I put I put 2, and then I looked back and I thought it was 0, so that's why
Okay.
I should have went with my first answer.
Yeah, 6 minus 3. The y from the second is 6. The y from the first is 3. Over the x from the second is 1, and the y from the first is, I'm sorry, the x from the first is -1. Circle agregar. 6 minus 3 is 3. 1 plus 1 is 2. So whether you count it, you get 3 over 2, or whether you use the formula, you get 3 over 2. But one way or another, you get 3 over 2. Okay. Now, the next question says, what is the equation of a line that's parallel, that's the symbol for parallel, to y equals 2x minus 7, and has the same y-intercept as y equals 1/2 x plus 3. So whenever we want to write the equation of a line, it's y equals box x box. Since you guys all like to play video games, that should make sense to you, right? Box, x box. You don't?
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, I'm with you, because if I play them, I got to beat them. And then I wind up spending like all day playing the game, and it's a waste of the day. Okay, it's parallel to the first line. What do we know about the slopes of parallel lines? Everybody, what do we know about slopes of parallel lines? Everybody?
They have the same slope.
They have the same slope. They're equal. So if it's parallel to this line, what's the slope? Jason, it's parallel to this line. What's the slope? Very good. 2 or 2 over 1. Excellent. Now, what's the y-intercept on the other line?
3.
3. And make sure you write positive 3. Don't write just 3. So y equals 2x plus 3 is the correct answer to number 2. Next one. It says 3y equals x minus 9, and then it asks you for the slope and the y-intercept. What's bad about this line?
The y is not by itself.
The y is not by itself. That's always the answer. Anytime I say to you, what's bad about the line, the answer is always the y is not by itself. Now, why isn't the y by itself? Elena, why isn't the y by itself? There's a 3 there. Now, what is the 3 doing? ¿Qué es una operación? Is it adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? Multiplying. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I got to divide everything by 3. Now, as a reminder, what number is in front of the x, even though we don't bother to write it? A 1. Die. Y equals 1/3 x minus 3. Now, what's the slope, everybody? What's the slope? Let's go. Ethan? 1/3. Nice. And what's the y-intercept? -3. And the last part says to graph this. To graph it, I begin at -3. And then I go up 1/3, up 1/3. Some people are still going up 3/1. When the slope is 1/3, you go up 1 and then over 3. And there's my correct graph. Okay?
Yeah.
Any question about that, guys?
No.
All right. So I think you're very capable of doing that work. And I would very much like to see you do that before we have the quiz tomorrow and you do a whole lot better. Okay, so hold up your papers. I want to see you do it. Anthony, not good. Good. Jerry, not good, buddy. Hold them up. Jay, nice job. Spencer, Selena, you were called downstairs. Ethan, where's your do it? Yeah, that's not good. I want to do it done ahead of time. Guys, there is an absolute system here. Everything is designed to reinforce itself. Now we're going to go into something that reinforces yesterday's lesson. Has a little bit to do with today's lesson. Ready? Write the equation of a line whose slope is -1 and whose y-intercept is 4. It wants the equation of a line, so it's y equals box x box. What goes in the first box, everybody?
1.
-1, and I was looking for a little more general. I was looking for slope. So -1, and what goes in the second box? The y-intercept, which is 4, and it's a positive 4, so I put 4. Simplified, we would tend to write y equals -x plus 4. If you wrote the original that was in the boxes, that would get you credit too. But on a multiple choice, they would put it like the bottom one, so you got to get used to being able to see it in that form. Question? Okay. Number 2, write the equation of a line that's parallel to this guy. Boy, this is just like the quiz question, huh? And the same y-intercept as that guy. All right, so y equals box x box. What do we got?
-3.
Caitlin?
No, well, in the last box,
Okay.
-3.
-3 goes in the last box. Good. Gabby, what do we get in the first box?
1/2.
1/2. Nice.
Great.
So I get y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Perfect. Questions? Okay, now the next one says, write the equation of a line that passes through 1, -3, and 3, -5. 1, -3, and 3, -5. Okay. Now,
Oh, I got it wrong.
this is, nobody goes to the bathroom right now, because this is very hard. You can pick up going to the bathroom after we're done going over this one. This is a very, very challenging question, okay? So you're gonna need to pay a lot of attention. I can tell you right now that this is the kind of question that somebody who gets 93 and higher gets right. And if you don't get that kind of grade, it's gonna be a very challenging question for you. So let's pay attention. Ready? First off, the best way to do this is draw the line connecting the 2 points. I'm gonna go down 2 over 4. So if my slope is down 2 over 4, what does that reduce to? Negative, very good, thank you. What does it reduce to?
1/2.
-1/2, good. So let's do that. Down 1/2, down 1/2. I'm doing it so I get more dots to connect. Hold it. Question, Gypsy Biker?
Why'd you put on the
We're,
other side?
Hmm?
Like the 1 and -3. It's not -1, -3.
It's not -1, -3?
No.
See, I'm not looking at them, so I might have lost track of it. Let me put them up there so I can see. What are they?
It's 1, -3,
And,
3, -5.
okay, 1, -3, 3, -5. Now, this might make it easier. 1, -3, 3, -5. Definitely makes it easier. Okay.
That's why I got confused.
Yeah, no, I used the wrong point. All right, so this is an easy one to do. Forget that about being super hard. This is much easier. I want the equation of line, y equals box x box. Y equals, what's the slope of that line? Talk to me, what's the slope? First off, is it positive or negative? How do you know it's negative? Because it's going down, good. Now it's down what over what?
1,
Down 1 over 1, which is negative x or negative 1x. Either way, that's fine. What's the y-intercept? Take a look at it, see where it is. Where does it cross the y-axis? Anthony, where's it cross the y-axis? Look. Point to it. Take your pencil and just point. Here, right? What's the y value there? Good. -2 there. So y equals negative x minus 2. And that's the correct answer. Okay? Preguntas? Questions? Okay, very good. Now, you try this one. Go ahead. Whoever needed to go potty, we can continue the parade. Who was after Thomas? You were? Oh, after Diana, okay. I think it was Jekiel, because he was 5th, and I think you're 6th. Okay, come on. Graphic, draw the picture. Yes? How do you plot the points? It's always x, y. So, when we look here, this is 0, 0, right in the middle where they meet. Then you write the numbers on the lines. This is, all this is, Elena, is the number line. And this axis is the x-axis, okay? Now we just do a vertical number line. And this is the y-axis. It's easy to remember that this is the y because the line goes straight down just like the axis, okay? And then remember, any point is always xy. So you look for where the x is -3 and the y is 2. The x is -3 here, and the y is 2 here. So where they meet is the point -3 time. Okay? Under a minute. Okay, so first let's plot the point -3, 2. Here's where all of the x's are -3. Here's where all of the y's are 2. So there's the point -3, 2. Okay? And then I got to find, remember, any point is x, y. Now I got to find where the x's are 1 and the y's are -6. So here's where the x is 1 and the y is -6, right here. So now I have to count from this red dot to this red dot. And let's count that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down. 1, 2, 3, 4 over. So if I'm down 8 over 4, what does that simplify to? -2 over 1. Very good. Now I find it helpful to then take this point and just do the -2 over 1. And then backside a little bit, and let me draw the line. Now, we just said the slope was -2/1. What's the y-intercept, looking at our picture? Ethan? Sure, what's the y-intercept? You can look at it. 2 is up here.
No, -2.
-2 is here. You gotta go where it touches the y-axis. I think you might be blocked by people's heads. Stand up, come in the middle aisle. Go ahead, come on, you can do it.
So,
Take the pen. Come on, come on, come
oh
on.
my god.
You're gonna be, no, I'm just Mr. Lindquist. Now, show me the point where the line crosses the x-axis.
Right here.
No, that's the, I'm sorry, you're right, based on the question, I asked the wrong question. Show me the point where it crosses the y-axis.
Where over here.
All right, see, that's what I thought you didn't understand. Here's the red line, right? It's gonna cross the y-axis. Here it crosses the x-axis. I don't want the x-intercept, I want the y-intercept. Keep going. Now it is the y-intercept. That's the y-intercept right there. What number is that right where it crossed? That's
Yeah,
four.
4.
Bad handwriting. No, you're right, I understand. So this means that the y-intercept is -4, and the answer is y equals 2x minus 4. Okay? All right, any question about that line? All right, no, I honestly believed that Ethan couldn't see it from the back, number one. And the other thing I think we found out that's important is we got a chance to emphasize the difference between an x-intercept and a y-intercept. An x-intercept is where it hits the x-axis, that's -2. The y-intercept is -4. Yes?
What if you like? I'm not saying I had it. What if you had like 8/4? Like 8/4.
Negative?
Yeah, then -8/4.
Well, here's the
That'd
deal.
Still be
Yeah, listen, here's the deal.
right.
If this was a fill-in-the-blank question, and you wrote this, you would get full credit, okay? The problem is, most of these will be multiple choice, and this is what you are likely to see. Yeah, they usually, 95% of the time, they simplify everything, maybe even closer to 100%, okay? So, we wanna recognize this, but we wanna be able to convert to that. Okay, Caitlin, question? Okay, now, let's try the next question. This is a very difficult question. I'm going to give you a minute or so to try this, and let's see how you do. And then I'll show you how to do it from beginning to end. But I'm very interested to see if anybody here will be able to do this without being guided. So let me give you a minute to try this without me. Go ahead. Chris, we following along here, or are we just, all right. Yes.
Military games today.
No, today I have, well, tonight I have the parent thing, and I gotta get some things done during the day beforehand. I will be at your game on January 5th, I believe is the date.
What chaperone?
Yeah. All right, we wanna pick up on this one tomorrow and make sure we get this done. No, Monday through Thursday are brutal days for me. Even Friday's bad until about 5 o'clock. I have lots of home teachings that I'm doing right now.